On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
So in the average relationship, both people are working. So you're already apart 8 hours of the day. 8 to 10 hours of the day, you're already apart. And then I get it, you come home.
2021 going into 2022, ain't nobody going to work no more. Ain't nobody in the office no more. Most people is working from home. Trust me, I know.
I don't know if it's most. I know I won't. Okay, for the business that I'm in, I would anyway. Let me concede the point. Let me say you're right. Let me say I can't concede that point because there's a significant portion of the population that are working blue collar, and a lot of blue collar people are not working from home.
I'm not saying all. I'm saying that there's a lot of people that are going back.
Go ahead, Jared.
I was going to say that there's definitely a difference.
1,000%.
As far as people being home. I mean, my guy.
1,000%.
My guy was just saying like how, he has to get out the house.
But I don't need space when I'm with someone. It's more than when I'm alone and I'm depressed or I'm dealing with someone that passed away and I'm just in my mind mentally. I just like to get away because being confined can be very mentally draining, honestly. But
any other ladies want to go ahead?
Yeah, I want to jump in on this as well. I, much like you, my love language is quality time, but I do like space. I do like a certain amount of space where there is that opportunity to miss my partner. And also just knowing the fact that they have their own goals and are working towards their own things and watching them do that and being a part of that process is really dope. So I think that a certain amount of space is really healthy for me in a relationship. And that way, when we do spend time together, it does feel like actual quality. Because that's the big thing for me is the quality over quantity. But I do desire to take a solo trip, and I have communicated that it's not something that I've had the opportunity to do before. It has been girls' trips and things like that, but it is something that I really do want to experience. And being able to kind of discover myself in that type of environment on my own is something that's really important. But kind of like you said, Anton, my partner's main concern is my safety. And so we have conversations about what safety looks like, how to make sure that I'm safe, what things to watch out for. So it's still an ongoing conversation, even though it hasn't happened yet, but it's definitely top of mind around there.
What about you, Kay? You want to jump in on this, or you good?
I just don't desire to go like on a solo trip. It's just not. I feel like if I want to be solo, like there's plenty of things more nearby, but that's just me. I don't. And in fact, I think Island brought up like how she might deal with certain things that go on, and that's like an escape for her. And that was actually Kira's situation. She brought up that she had lost her little brother, and she went on this 10-day trip. And that was completely understandable to me, especially since traveling is so much a part of her life. But for me, like, I just don't desire to go on like a solo trip. Because I just think everything you can do, like to just get away. There's so many other things you can do, but I don't know.
10 days is a long time though.
I think that's more of a woman thing though. Like always wanting to be. Listen, I love being with my chick, but at the same time, I just as much love being by myself. And I think that one of the problems with relationships a lot of times is that, and this is not in reference to anything that y'all said, but I think that one of the problems with relationships a lot of times is that people have not learned to be happy by themselves. People don't know themselves. They don't know anything about what it is that they like. Everything that they do is interdependent on somebody else. If that other person is unhappy, then they unhappy. If that other person is happy, then they happy. And they have not learned to come into a relationship whole. And as a result, they ebb and flow on the whims of however that relationship is going at the time. And they don't even know how to, one of the things that's dope about my marriage is that when I'm not what I'm supposed to be, or when I'm not, I might be in a lull or whatever it is, like she's the pick me up. Like she's the person that come to me and be like, yo, Ton, what's going on, fam? Because she's already whole. Like we literally are able to enable each other to be greater than what we usually would be if we were, you know, in a dark space or a situation happened or somebody passed away and all of this other type of stuff. Like we're able to truly, you know what I'm saying, be complete for each other instead of being interdependent on each other, and that, you know, however it is that you are is the way in which I'm gonna go. So I think that it's not enough people that understand who they are and they haven't dated themselves. They don't even know what they like. Everything that they feel is based off of what somebody else wants. They live on Instagram, and so all of their ideas come from TikTok. You know, I want somebody to actually know what it is that they are and who they are, so that I can better understand who you are, and then we can pour into each other. But outside of that, I'm not looking for anybody that, you know what I'm saying, that needs me in order for them to be complete. I'm not for that.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, man. I do think that men and women do need their space, whatever that may look like. I'm pretty sure it's going to vary depending on the relationship. You know, some women do take women trips, girls trips, even while they are married. Some people like it, some people don't. And then vice versa. You know, you got men that take men trips, but their wives don't like them to take the trips because they always think they're going to be doing something they're not supposed to be doing. But that's a whole other conversation. That's a whole other conversation. What?
Chicks be tripping if the dudes take the trip?
Wait, now you just
chicks that's insecure, yeah.
JR, you know what? When you say that, because I'm listening to all of y'all, and I'm really sitting over here struggling because, you know, what Kay is saying is spot on. I was listening to the young lady, Kira, and she was saying that's part of her regimen. That's part of her self-care. That's what she does. And I understand that's you know, that's not a reason for her guy to get upset with her, or, you know, like, oh, you doing something out of the ordinary. Whereas what we're talking about, when you're talking about the average man and the average woman. So Anton, you talked about people needing, and I think somebody else mentioned people needing space from each other. Well, in the average relationship, both people are working. So you're already apart 8 hours of the day. 8 to 10 hours of the day, you're already apart. And then I get it, you come
home. 2021 going into 2022, ain't nobody going to work no more. Ain't nobody in the office no more. Most people is working from home. Trust me, I know.
I don't know if it's most. I know I won't. Okay, for the business that I'm in, I would anyway. Let me concede the point. Let me say you're right. Let me say I can't concede that point because there's a significant portion of the population that are working blue collar, and a lot of blue collar people are not working from home.
I'm not saying all. I'm saying that there's a lot of people that
Go ahead, JR.
I was going to say that there's definitely a difference.
1,000%.
As far as people being home. I mean, my guy.
1,000%.
My guy was just saying like how, you know, he has to get out the house.